We went from $800 email revenue to over $7 the next month as soon as they implemented it. Like everything was just firing immediately. So we went from spending $10,000 a month in ads to spending over 30 within the span of a month. We are tripling the orders that we were getting in. We are selling so much that we do need a dedicated warehouse management company now. This email flow has allowed us to catapult our brand into like a new, frontier, I'd say. Like we made our money back the first month, and this is just a no-brainer.
All right. Well, perfect. Navi, if you want to introduce yourself and your brand, please, the floor is yours.
Okay, so I'm Navi. I run Meelad. We are a silk-lined baseball hat company for hair care. And, we've been only doing this for maybe 4 months now. And we really needed some help with our email flows because we weren't getting any revenue from that. And our ad spend was being wasted.
Okay, no, totally. What was kind of like the setup looking like prior to us coming in?
So prior to that, I was basically just sending emails where I was just writing, hey, this is what's going on. Here's what we have. If you'd like, here's like 10% off or something,
Yeah.
It was very basic.
Yeah, pretty much like, would you say that there was a big time aspect to it? Or would you say it was more expertise that was kind of holding you back?
It was both. It was both. There's no way that I personally would be able to, design all of the flows that you guys have done. Maybe, like if I really dug into it, but then, I lose so much time in terms of operating a business, right? Like everything is basically a time commitment, and you have to decide which one you're going to do as a founder, so letting the people who know how to cook, makes sense.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. And what was kind of going on in the business that made you actually want to move forward with doing email marketing and setting up email flows?
Yeah, so with Facebook advertising, and how it is, there's a lot of sales that you are missing. And as prices go up, and I think over the last, maybe even 4 months, they've gone up 25% in terms of acquiring a customer. And being able to reduce that at every step makes sense as a business owner. And that's the only way, long term, like we can actually own our market, own the people that we do market to versus paying Meta or Google or whatever constantly.
Yeah, so it was like rather than renting out the traffic, you're like, okay, let me actually take this into my own hands.
Yeah, exactly. Why don't I just have this?
Yeah, no, that makes total sense. And then going from, not really having like from having like a very basic system to now having our full system that retargets, all the traffic and stuff like that, and having our 22 email flow system in place, what have the results been like for you?
So we were actually surprised because we went from $800 of email revenue to over $7 the next month as soon as they implemented it. Like everything was just firing immediately. And we had no idea that our brand had this much like demand, because, like we had ads running and stuff, and we weren't really making as much as we should have been. And as soon as these flows got put in, we got the green light to just scale up and spend a lot more on ad spend. So we went from spending $10,000 a month in ads to spending over 30, within the span of a month, and it was way more profitable as well.
So would you say that the reason why you're able to spend more on ads was because you had more revenue coming in from the flows and you're able to retarget more?
And I totally agree with that. And our product is one of those products where like, if you kind of sit with it and if you're reminded of it consistently, then, it's a no-brainer to buy it.
Got it. Okay.
So like we do need that longer purchase cycle that we can get through emails, right?
Totally. And then, you shared a little bit, but like since joining and since having like those flows in place, like what other milestones have you also been able to achieve for the business?
Well, we are selling so much that we do need a dedicated warehouse management company now, and we are tripling the orders that we were getting in. Basically, this email flow has sort of allowed us to catapult our brand into like a new, like I guess frontier, I'd say, because now we're, on TV. Now we're like getting mentioned by other people that, like, you know they'll just forward an email or something, and then we hear from customers that, oh, that's how they found out.
Yeah, totally. I mean, that's amazing. And what's one piece of advice that you kind of have for other brands that are like on the fence with investing, one, in just email marketing, and then two, also
Yeah.
investing in us?
You know, give them as much information as you can. They'll do a good job, and you have to just trust the process because it works. And
Yeah.
owning your own consumers, like it's a no-brainer, and that's one of the only ways the business will survive through, whatever comes, right?
Yeah, totally.
So just let
And
them
you,
cook.
yeah, pretty much just let us cook and we'll be able to get the job done. One last question, Navi. What was, because I know obviously you have more of like a higher end feel, obviously a little bit more of a luxurious feel for the brand. How were we able to, or how happy were you with the way that we were writing the emails and designing them to actually match your overall brand's look?
So I thought you guys really matched our brand's like overall aesthetic and overall voice, because we don't want to hire somebody who's going to make our brand look cheap, right? Like we sell baseball hats at $200, and they're silk lined, and we can't have any single touch point be lacking. And ultimately, you guys got the brief, you understood the assignment, and you executed.
Totally, totally. Well, I appreciate you, Navi. I'm really excited for how
Of
these
course, man.
flows kind of turned out, and yeah, I mean, now that they're set up, they're just going to keep running on the back end
Yeah,
forever. So
we're actually gonna. I think I was talking to Ariel, and since we're releasing like a new product, it makes
mhm.
sense to redo all the flows again,
Oh
to
yeah, yeah,
basically
definitely got
incorporate
to get
that.
those updated.
And yeah, exactly. And like we made our money back the first month, and this is just a no brainer.
Appreciate you so much, Navi. Thank you so much.
Of course, man. Take it easy.